There comes a point in life when you must understand that not everyone will see what you see. Not everyone will believe what you believe. Not everyone will carry the same hunger in their spirit that burns within you. And that is not your burden. The tragedy of so many is not that they fail to dream, but that they spend their lives trying to justify those dreams to people who were never meant to understand them. They waste their breath defending visions that were not given to anyone else but them. Your dream was whispered into your heart, not into theirs. Your purpose was carved into your soul, not into theirs. The Creator did not place the blueprint of your destiny in another man's mind. So why do you hand him the pen to write your story? Do not explain yourself to people who cannot comprehend the language of your spirit. A farmer does not explain the rhythm of planting to a man who has never touched the soil. A builder does not justify the foundation to someone who cannot imagine the house. A dreamer does not owe an apology to those who have chosen comfort over courage. Understand this truth. People criticize what they do not understand, and they doubt what they fear they cannot do themselves. When you bow to their doubt, you shrink your vision to the size of their limitation. When you try to persuade them, you abandon your energy convincing instead of creating. And every ounce of energy wasted on convincing is an ounce stolen from building. Think about it. When a seed is planted, it does not scream at the soil to believe in its growth. It grows in silence, pressing through the darkness, reaching for the light. One day it emerges, undeniable, visible to all, and the same people who once doubted its existence now sit in the shade of its branches. So it is with your life. Do not waste your time explaining your roots to those who cannot see beneath the ground. Do not justify the season of darkness before your breakthrough. Grow in silence, and let the results speak louder than your explanations. You cannot climb a mountain while carrying the weight of everyone's opinion. Every step requires breath, and that breath must be invested in climbing, not in arguing. The man who stops to explain himself to every passerby never reaches the summit. The woman who answers every critic never finishes her race. Those who demand your explanation are not the ones who will build your future. They are often the ones who fear their own. Their misunderstanding is not your problem, it is their limitation. And limitations, if you are not careful, are contagious. Protect your vision as you protect your life, because your vision is your life. People will question your ambition because it reminds them of their complacency. They will doubt your discipline because it exposes their excuses. They will mock your dreams because it reveals their surrender. When you explain yourself, you validate their weakness instead of demonstrating your strength. You do not owe anyone an explanation for wanting to be great, for choosing to think rich, for deciding to transform yourself into someone better every single day. Your responsibility is not to convince it, is to become. Your job is not to explain it, is to execute. Wealth begins in silence and thought, in the quiet chambers of your mind, where nobody but you can hear. The richest men and women in history were not those who spent their lives explaining themselves, but those who moved with relentless certainty. Certainty is silent, but its results roar. When you know where you are going, you do not stop to answer those who laugh at the road. You simply walk it. And eventually, they see where it leads. Changing yourself requires courage, because change is a foreign language to those who worship comfort. The moment you decide to discipline yourself, to rise early, to sacrifice distractions, to work when others waste time, you become strange in their eyes. They ask, why don't you relax? Why don't you settle? Why don't you live like everyone else? And the temptation is to explain, but don't, because the truth is they are not asking to understand you. They are asking to pull you back. When a man is drowning and sees another swimming to shore, he may try to drag him down not out of malice but out of fear. Do not let fear disguised as concern stop your ascent. Living positively does not mean you must be understood. Light does not ask the darkness for permission to shine. It simply shines. And by shining, it makes the darkness irrelevant. Your positivity is not a debate, it is a decision. It is the daily choice to frame the world not by its limitations, but by its possibilities. And that choice does not require validation. The sunrise does not explain itself to the night, it simply rises. So must you. Rise without explanation, because your rising is your proof. Every day, you are given a chance to become a better person, to improve by 1 degree, to rise by 1 step. Do not waste that chance arguing with those who have chosen to stay the same. Your improvement is your explanation. Your results are your justification. The man who builds does not argue with the man who criticizes. The woman who wins does not debate the one who doubts. They keep moving. They keep building. They keep winning. Because at the end of the day, people do not remember what you explained, they remember what you became. Think about it. Jim Rohn said, "Don't join an easy crowd. You won't grow. Go where the expectations and the demands are high." To follow that wisdom, you will have to break away from the crowd that does not understand you. And when you do, they will question you. But do not explain. Because growth is not meant to be understood by those who refuse it. Growth is meant to be lived by those who choose it. And when you choose it, your life will speak a language explanation never could. So carry yourself with quiet conviction. Move with silent certainty. Let your results become your voice. Let your actions become your defense. Let your transformation become your proof. Do not explain yourself to people who don't understand you, because the truth is, they were never supposed to. Your dream is yours. Your purpose is yours. Your destiny is yours. And when you walk it with discipline, positivity, and daily transformation, one day the world will no longer ask you to explain. They will simply look at your life and see what can never be denied. Don't explain yourself to people who don't understand you, because explanation is a language wasted on closed ears. When a mind has decided not to see, no amount of light will make it open its eyes. When a heart has chosen not to believe, no amount of proof will make it surrender its doubt. Do not waste your life translating the fire of your soul into the timid vocabulary of those who have never dared to ignite their own. Your flame will frighten them, and fear does not seek to understand, it seeks to extinguish. Protect your fire. Guard it like treasure. Nurture it like the seed of an empire. And above all, never hand it over for the approval of those who would rather see you cold. Wealth, both of the spirit and of the pocket, requires silence in its infancy. When you begin to dream of more discipline, more freedom, more abundance, the voices of the world will rise against you. They will call you foolish for believing that you can climb higher. They will call you arrogant for believing that you deserve more. They will call you unrealistic for believing that change is possible. But remember, it is not their belief that will build your wealth, it is yours. The voices of the doubtful are only echoes of their own surrender. Do not echo them back with explanations. Stand firm in your belief. Because belief does not need validation, it needs action. Changing yourself is the greatest rebellion you can commit against mediocrity. When you begin to discipline your habits, when you refuse to waste time, when you sharpen your mind, when you hold yourself accountable, you are no longer normal in the eyes of those around you. And they will notice. They will mock your routines. They will question your sacrifices. They will tempt you back into the old patterns. They will ask, "Why are you doing this? Who do you think you are?" Do not explain. For every word you waste defending your growth is a word not spent creating it. Let your change be your answer. Let your results be your response. Transformation is best explained not with speeches, but with a life lived at a higher standard. Living more positively is not about convincing others to join you in your perspective. It is about refusing to let their negativity dim yours. Positivity is not a performance for the world. It is the shield you carry to guard your own spirit. The negative mind demands explanation. It says, "Tell me why you are happy. Prove to me why you are hopeful. Justify why you keep believing when the world is falling apart." But positivity does not argue. Positivity does not debate. Positivity simply persists. The flower does not explain to the weeds why it blooms. It simply blooms. And by blooming, it proves the soil was fertile all along. Becoming a better person every day requires the humility to grow without applause. Do not expect people to celebrate your journey when they have not yet begun their own. Growth is lonely because few choose it. Improvement is misunderstood because most resist it. Every day you rise early, every day you discipline your thoughts, every day you push through fatigue, you are building a self that many will not recognize. And because they do not recognize it, they will not understand it. And because they do not understand it, they will ask you to explain. Do not. For the life you are building cannot be understood in words, it must be witnessed in time. The greatest mistake you can make is trading your destiny for their approval. Approval is temporary. Destiny is eternal. Approval shifts with mood, with gossip, with opinion. Destiny remains. People will love you today and doubt you tomorrow. They will cheer for you in one season and question you in the next. If you anchor your life to their understanding, you will drift endlessly with the tides of their inconsistency. But if you anchor your life to your own conviction, no storm of misunderstanding can move you. You do not need them to understand you, need you to believe. Remember this: every legend was misunderstood before they were celebrated. Every innovator was mocked before they were honored. Every great leader was doubted before they were followed. History does not ask, were they understood? History asks, did they persevere? And the ones who persevered are the ones we remember. The ridicule of the present often becomes the reverence of the future. So let them misunderstand you. Let them call you strange. Let them call you unrealistic. Let them call you obsessive. Because one day, the very life you build in silence will be the life they use as an example. And by then, no explanation will be necessary. So keep walking, keep building, keep becoming. Do not lower your fire to match their darkness. Do not shrink your dream to fit their vision. Do not explain your purpose to those who are not ready to see it. Your silence will protect your energy. Your work will validate your belief. Your results will silence their doubt. Do not explain yourself to people who don't understand you, because your life, fully lived, will speak louder than your words ever could. Do not explain yourself to people who don't understand you, because every moment spent justifying yourself is a moment stolen from creating yourself. Life is too short to waste on arguments with the blind. You do not tell the eagle how to fly to someone who refuses to leave the ground. You do not describe the ocean to someone who has chosen never to leave the shore. You do not waste the rhythm of your heart explaining the music of your dream to someone who has chosen silence. The truth is, some people will never understand you because they were never meant to walk your path. And that is not your loss, it is your protection. Your energy is sacred. Every time you sit down to explain your discipline, to defend your ambition, to justify your sacrifices, you are draining energy that could have been invested into building, into learning, into growing. You cannot afford to waste fuel on people who have no destination. You cannot afford to explain wealth building to someone who has already surrendered to poverty in the mind. You cannot afford to justify change to someone who is married to their excuses. You cannot afford to convince someone to be positive who is committed to being negative. Protect your energy like you would protect your fortune, because energy is the fortune that builds all others. Think about the oak tree. When it begins as a seed, nobody sees its greatness. The soil covers it. The rain soaks it. The darkness hides it. If the seed had to explain to every passerby what it was becoming, it would never grow. But it does not explain, it expands. It pushes quietly, silently, upward. And one day, without explanation, the seed becomes a tree, unshakable, undeniable, too large to be ignored. Let your life be like that. Let your silence be your strength. Let your growth be your explanation. When you rise, the doubters will see. But until then, they are not your concern. You are not here to be understood, you are here to become. Understand that greatness always walks ahead of understanding. When you begin to change yourself, when you begin to discipline your mind, when you begin to think differently, live differently, move differently, you will leave people behind. They will not recognize you because you no longer speak the language of limitation. They will not accept you because your growth threatens their comfort. They will try to pull you back, not because they hate you, but because your rise reminds them of their stagnation. Do not explain. Keep rising. Let their discomfort be their teacher, not your leash. Wealth is not only about money, it is about the richness of spirit, the abundance of character, the overflow of discipline. And people who do not understand this will question you. They will say, why do you read so much? Why do you train so hard? Why do you sacrifice your weekends? Why don't you enjoy life like the rest of us? But they do not see that your discipline is your joy. Your sacrifice is your investment. Your effort is your wealth. And by the time they wake up to what you are building, it will be too late for them to catch up. So do not explain. Build. Because wealth explained is doubted, but wealth displayed is undeniable. Positivity is the same. The world will ask you why you keep smiling when they frown, why you keep believing when they doubt, why you keep moving when they quit. They will call you naive, unrealistic, even foolish. But positivity is not foolish, it is faith. It is the refusal to surrender your inner world to the chaos of the outer world. It is the declaration that no matter what storms rage outside, you will carry calm within. That cannot be explained. It must be lived. It must be seen. It must be demonstrated in the quiet dignity of your spirit. Do not waste time defending your joy. Let it shine, and let it expose the poverty of those who mock it. Becoming a better person every day means you will constantly outgrow the people who refuse to change. And every time you outgrow someone, you will be tempted to explain. You will want to say, I'm not better than you, I'm just trying to be better than who I was yesterday. But do not waste breath, because the one who refuses growth will not hear you anyway. Keep growing, keep sharpening, keep polishing the edges of your character until you become the person you were destined to be. Growth is its own explanation. Excellence is its own defense. Results are their own language. The more you live for your vision, the less you will need the validation of others. Validation is a trap. It lures you in with comfort, but it enslaves you to opinion. One day they clap, the next day they criticize. One day they cheer, the next day they jeer. If you build your life on their understanding, you will collapse when it is withdrawn. But if you build your life on conviction, no misunderstanding can destroy you. Conviction is the steel in your spine, the fire in your lungs, the crown on your soul. Conviction does not explain, it executes. Conviction does not beg, it builds. Conviction does not argue, it achieves. And when achievement comes, explanations will no longer be necessary. Results silence critics. Results answer questions. Results transform doubt into belief. Results are the language the world cannot ignore. So stop wasting your words convincing those who do not believe. Use your energy to create results they cannot deny. And when the day comes, when your life shines with the success of discipline, the wealth of mindset, the glow of positivity, the strength of character, they will no longer ask you to explain. They will simply stand in the presence of what you have built. Do not explain yourself to people who don't understand you, because every explanation you offer is like casting pearls before those who do not value them. They will trample on your words, not because your words are weak, but because their vision is small. A mind that has chosen mediocrity cannot comprehend excellence. A heart that is settled for survival cannot grasp the hunger of ambition. A soul that has surrendered to comfort cannot respect the discipline of growth. So why waste your time? Why trade your energy for their disbelief? Why trade your certainty for their confusion? You were not put on this earth to argue about your purpose. You were put on this earth to live it. Your life is the greatest argument. Not your speech. Not your explanations. Your life. The way you rise each morning. The way you discipline your body. The way you sharpen your mind. The way you persist through storms. The way you refuse to bend when the winds of doubt blow against you. These things will speak louder than your words. They will speak in the language of results, and results require no translation. The people who misunderstand you today will be forced to acknowledge you tomorrow, not because you explained yourself, but because you became undeniable. Understand that misunderstanding is often the price of greatness. Every innovator, every visionary, every world changer was misunderstood before they were celebrated. They walked alone before they were followed. They were mocked before they were admired. They were doubted before they were trusted. Why? Because the future always looks strange to the present. And when you live for the future, the present cannot understand you. Do not lower yourself to their sight. Do not apologize for your vision. Do not shrink your future to fit their comfort. If they cannot understand you now, let them wait for the day when your results will speak for you. Your dream does not need an audience. It needs action. Too many people die with their dreams because they spent their lives trying to convince the wrong people. They watered the soil of doubters, expecting a harvest of belief. But doubt cannot grow faith. Excuses cannot grow discipline. Negativity cannot grow vision. You cannot plant seeds in barren ground and expect fruit. Plant your seeds in silence. Water them with action. Guard them with patience. And when the harvest comes, the same people who doubted will ask how you did it. And by then, no explanation will be necessary. The fruit will be enough. Every time you explain yourself, you give away power. Power is not in the words, it is in the work. Power is not in convincing, it is in conquering. Power is not in defending, it is in demonstrating. Do not hand over your power by begging for belief. Hold it by believing in yourself. When they question your long nights, your discipline, your sacrifice, do not waste your breath justifying it. Keep working, keep building, keep becoming. For in time, the discipline they mocked will become the success they admire. Changing yourself is a lonely path because most people fear change. They cling to the familiar, even if it is destroying them. They cling to habits, even if those habits keep them poor. They cling to excuses, even if those excuses keep them stagnant. And when you decide to change, you expose their fear. You remind them of what they could be, but chose not to be. And instead of applauding, they criticize. Instead of supporting, they resist. Do not explain. Their resistance is proof you are growing. Their misunderstanding is evidence you are rising. Let them resist. You are not here for their comfort. You are here for your transformation. Living positively in a negative world will confuse people. They will not understand how you can remain calm in chaos, hopeful in despair, joyful in hardship. They will say you are blind, naive, unrealistic. But positivity is not blindness. It is vision. It sees beyond the storm to the sunrise. It sees beyond the obstacle to the opportunity. It sees beyond the temporary pain to the permanent lesson. And because they cannot see what you see, they will not understand. Do not explain. Keep your vision clear. Keep your spirit strong. Keep your eyes fixed on the horizon. For the day will come when they see what you saw all along. Becoming a better person every day requires focus. Focus requires silence. And silence requires the courage to walk away from unnecessary explanations. Improvement is not an announcement. It is a practice. You do not need to broadcast your growth. You do not need to convince anyone of your progress. You simply need to rise, daily, consistently, faithfully. Over time, your character will shine brighter than any speech you could give. Over time, your results will testify louder than any explanation you could offer. Over time, your life will become the proof. Never forget, the ones who misunderstand you are not your enemies. They are your mirrors, showing you what you must rise above. Their doubt is a teacher, training you to rely on yourself. Their criticism is a hammer, shaping your resilience. Their disbelief is a fire, forging your determination. You do not need them to understand. You need them to resist, so that you grow stronger. So bless the misunderstanding, for it is sharpening you. Bless the criticism, for it is refining you. Bless the doubt, for it is pushing you. And above all, refuse to explain. For every explanation steals the power of silence, and silence is the language of strength. So stand tall. Keep moving, keep growing, keep building. Do not slow down to convince those who chose to stop walking. Do not dim your light to comfort those who chose the darkness. Do not explain your hunger to those who chose starvation of the soul. Your life will be your explanation. Your success will be your proof. Your transformation will be your final word. And on that day, when the world can no longer deny what you have become, you will smile not because they finally understand you, but because you no longer need them to. Do not explain yourself to people who don't understand you, because your time on this earth is too short to waste on the court of public opinion. Every day you wake up, you are standing on sacred ground 24 hours, given to you like a treasure chest. Some spend it building, some spend it learning, some spend it loving, some waste it arguing. And the ones who argue the most, who demand your explanations, are often the ones doing the least with their own time. Do not let their demands steal your treasure. Invest your hours into progress, not persuasion. Invest your energy into growth, not gossip. Invest your voice into vision, not validation. Understand that every visionary is born a stranger to their generation, to see what does not yet exist, to believe what has not yet been proven, to walk a path others fear. This is the destiny of those who are called to greatness. And strangers are rarely understood. You will be called stubborn, arrogant, unrealistic. They will ask you to explain why you think differently, why you sacrifice, why you refuse to live like them, but explain nothing. Your difference is your advantage. Your strangeness is your gift. Your refusal to conform is your crown. If they do not understand, let them misunderstand. Better to be doubted for your authenticity than celebrated for your conformity. Your dream is a sacred seed. Seeds must be planted in silence. No farmer stands in the field screaming at the soil, explaining to every passerby what will grow. He plants, he waters, he waits, and in due season, the harvest appears. So it is with your life. Do not explain your planting. Do not defend your watering. Do not justify your waiting. Simply plant, simply water, simply wait. And when your harvest comes, those who doubted will see with their own eyes what you knew all along. Think about this. Every person who ever changed the world was first told they were wrong. The Wright brothers were told man was not meant to fly. Edison was told light from a bulb was impossible. Every entrepreneur, every leader, every visionary was told they were wasting their time. If they had stopped to explain themselves to every critic, they would never have built. But they understood. History does not reward explanations. It rewards results. Do not give history your excuses, give it your evidence. Do not give the world your speeches, give it your success. Changing yourself daily is the foundation of all wealth. And the moment you start to change, the crowd begins to ask questions. Why are you reading so much? Why are you working out every morning? Why are you investing your money instead of spending it? Why are you so disciplined when nobody is watching? They will not understand because they do not see what you see. But you do not owe them an answer. Growth is not a community vote. Discipline is not a public debate. You do not need permission to evolve. You do not need approval to transform. Your change belongs to you and to the future self who will thank you for it. Living positively will often be mistaken for denial. When others see crisis and you see opportunity, they will call you naive. When others see problems and you see possibilities, they will call you blind. When others see endings and you see beginnings, they will call you foolish. But positivity is not blindness. It is sight sharpened by faith. It is the ability to see the seed inside the storm, the lesson inside the failure, the treasure inside the trial. And those who do not see it cannot be convinced by words. Do not explain. Let them call you naive. One day, when you are standing on the other side of the storm, they will see what you saw all along. Becoming a better person every day is not about convincing others to believe in your growth. It is about becoming so consistent in your growth that even those who doubted cannot deny it. Character does not need explanation, it needs repetition. Integrity does not need speeches, it needs practice. Excellence does not need defense, it needs demonstration. Every day you rise, every day you discipline, every day you choose the harder path, you are writing a story that will speak for itself. And when the story is complete, it will silence the critics more powerfully than any explanation ever could. Remember this, those who misunderstand you are often the very ones who will later praise you. Today they doubt your sacrifice. Tomorrow they will admire your results. Today they mock your discipline. Tomorrow they will envy your freedom. Today they call you obsessive. Tomorrow they will call you inspiring. But none of this requires your explanation. It requires your perseverance. So persevere. Stay steady. Keep building in silence. And one day, those who demanded you explain yourself will be explaining to others how they once knew you. So walk boldly. Keep your fire alive. Refuse to trade your destiny for their doubt. Refuse to trade your vision for their validation. Refuse to trade your future for their comfort. Do not explain yourself to people who don't understand you, because your greatness was not designed to be understood. It was designed to be lived.